All right, now they're saying that gardening is bad for the environment. What kind of hoopla hogwash is the GOV mint coming up with now? Oh, but wait, wasn't it industrialization and a lot of corporations that were polluting the air by releasing pollutants like smoke, gas, and particulate matter into the air and bodies of water, damaging the ecosystems? But now they want to blame it on gardening and say that it is bad for the environment. We will talk about the reasons why in just a moment. Do you remember how many train derailments there were in 2024 throughout the country, spilling toxic agents or the chemical fog, and the lithium battery plant burning in Moss Landing, California? Not to mention the wildfires of LA. All of these areas had smoke that covered the area to the point that people were advised to leave the area or stay in their homes. I stopped counting at 7. It was much, much more. Put your best guess in the comments section below. I don't normally rant and rave like this, but I am passionate about gardening. And we consumption gardeners, meaning that we grow for our household, family, and friends, or even those who sell and make less than $1,000 per year, we don't have the money for the payoff to offer up. That's where my thoughts tend to go with what's happening. I could be wrong. What do you think? Comment below. Okay, let's discuss some of the reasons why they say gardening is bad for the environment. The impact of chemical overuse. This is concerning excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers that can contaminate waterways, harm aquatic ecosystems, and trigger algal or algae blooms. Also, water conservation challenges. Overwatering, particularly with inefficient sprinkler systems, leads to significant water waste. This next one may have some merit because the other two just sound so stupid to me. Most gardeners pay attention to how much water plants need because gardeners want a big harvest and not to have a loss. As for excessive pesticides and fertilizers, we gardeners take pride in being as organic as possible. So, here we go. The spread of invasive species. Planting fast-spreading, non-native species can disrupt the ecosystems and threaten native plant population. So I say, just use native plants. It'll only take a little research. If you grow invasive species like mint and other fast ground covering species, just make sure that you're doing it in containers because it will take over your yard. Like, subscribe, and share this content if it interests you. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Onward. Soil erosion risk. Practices like improper tilling or planting on slopes can result in the loss of valuable topsoil, as they would say. Now, most of us gardeners maintain the topsoil by feeding the area with compost and rotating crops, adding earthworms and other organic fertilizer. It's a way of life for us. And what gardener is planting on a slope is a little besides me. Okay, let's just go with it. Next, environment impact of gas-powered tools. Using gas-powered mowers and trimmers contribute to air pollution and carbon emissions. Most of us are using hand tools for pot and raised bed gardening, but use gas for cutting our grass, hedging bushes, and evergreen, for the most part. The powers who be don't seem to have clear thinking. So use your own judgment. Do we switch to electric equipment so that they have another way of making money? Or do we protect the electric grid, since in the wintertime the threat is the grid going down because of using heat, in the summertime going down because we use our air conditioners, while they introduce electric cars and electrical stations to the grid? Or is this another way of control so they can have power over the food? I'm really not into genetically engineered or 3D processed food. How about you? Finally, wildlife habitat loss. They claim that land clearing for gardening can destroy critical habitats for the native wildlife. In my area, it seems to be the developers who clear the land and put up apartment complexes. And around the corner from where I live, they just put up 2-story homes that are very high priced in what was once a wooded area, displacing the animal population. It raised the value of my property. That was good. And my property tax. Okay, I can deal with that. But what upsets me is that it's blamed on gardening. However, as I finished the list, I calmed down a little because I realized the information I happened upon must have been talking about farms more than in-home ground growing, container pots, or raised bed gardening. I hope. For those of you who are interested, you're considered to be a farm if you sell more than $1,000 a year from what you produce, even if it's on a patio garden. The dollar amount of income determines the classification of being a farm. So grow those fruits and vegetables and sell them in your driveway, at the farmer's market, or however. But if you go over $1,000, you're considered a farm, and there could be benefits, and or there could be pitfalls. With all of that being said, we are not out of danger of being allowed to grow produce at home. I will make another video on the right to garden law later. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss it.